Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
This what I tell 'em. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today we have my guy, Mack, with us. He's a celebrity happiness coach. He's the author of Happiness from the Inside Out. Host Good Morning La La Land, host of Man Whisperer podcast. Just a great guy doing some great things. And so I'm truly thankful. He's in LA currently. That's where he is. And truly thankful to have him on this episode of the Success Chronicles. So thank you so much.
Oh, man, the pleasure and privilege is all mine, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
All right. Well, let's dig into it. I know off air we talked a little bit about, your life story. But I want to make sure we say the good stuff for the audience.
That's right.
So
keep it juicy.
Juicy. So,
Exactly.
Talk to us about your life story. How it was for you growing up and track your story till now.
Yeah. So I grew up, I had a great family. My mom and dad were incredible. And, we didn't have a whole lot growing up. So I really sort of appreciated the small things. And that being said, it was a tough road sort of growing up. And I always wanted to be a professional basketball player. So, I was watching Michael Jordan, Tim Hardaway, Kevin Johnson, all those guys. And I would practice every day, all day. And I did pretty well athletically, did pretty well academically. And, I never ended up getting that Division I scholarship. And over time, that combined with a number of other factors, really, to be honest with you, I never really loved myself. I had a lot of trouble sort of accepting this proposition of life, which was that like everybody and everything we love and work hard for will one day be gone. Like that really disturbed me even as a small kid. So that just got worse and worse as I got older and older. And so I became extremely depressed, man. I was, in fact, suicidal for many years. And I did a lot of research on how I would kill myself. And I basically decided one day that I was going to slit my wrist. I didn't have access to a gun. I didn't have access to other means of killing myself. And so I went and got a kitchen knife and I dug it into my wrist. And I still have the test marks on my wrist. You can't see it, obviously. But yeah, it was, but something strange happened at that moment, man, when I was experiencing sort of the deepest, darkest depression of my life. As I contemplated ending it, I had this very surprising, unexpected, like peace and love and bliss, like wash over me. And I can only call it divine intervention, man, because I didn't do anything to cause it to happen. It wasn't me, and nothing externally had changed. But I decided at that moment I was going to put off suicide for an hour. Really, it was just an hour, man. I was like, I'm going to put it off, man, and see what's going on here. Obviously, I'm feeling more peaceful and happy than I have been in a long time. And that hour turned into a day, turned into a week, turned into a month. And I just started doing more and more research about happiness and unhappiness and suicide and depression, all this stuff. And, long story short, I found a program at University of Pennsylvania. It's all about the science of what makes life worth living. And that science led me down to a number of different paths. That degree led me down to a number of different paths. But one of those paths has been professional, and it's all about, helping other people live happier, healthier, wealthier lives from the inside out. So that's really what my mission and message is about these days.
Okay. I think it's awesome when we can go through the things that we go through and make it out on the other side of those, and then turn around and help other people get through it as well. I think it provides fulfillment for us, and it really puts you in alignment with your assignment.
Oh, beautiful, man. That's tweetable right there, bro. It's tweetable, man. It's true. That's absolutely true, man. I didn't recognize it at the time, but your greatest problems always lead to your greatest purpose. And the deeper and the harder the problem, the higher really the purpose. And that was my experience, man. At the time, of course, I could have never seen that, didn't feel that, didn't experience that. I was just unhappy and miserable. But looking back, that, what I perceived as a curse then has been the greatest blessing of my life now, because it's allowed me to serve in a way that I could have never done without that experience.
And I'm gonna ask you this too,
Yeah.
and you may be able to, how you talked about your deepest problems, and this may be a sport thing.
Yeah.
In sports, you learn how to just persevere.
Yeah.
Regardless of the adversities, you live and learn. Okay, this play I made a mistake. Okay, I got to learn. Don't do that next time.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that's it's parallel to life. How you were saying with the your deepest problems. But when you persevere, and regardless, you just keep pushing like you did. In
Yeah.
your situation, then you come out on the other side of it, and even
It,
better.
it, it's such a great point that you're making here, and I honestly feel like everything you need to learn in life you can learn through sports, man. Like,
Yes.
I ran cross country, I played basketball, I played football, I played baseball, man. And I would say I could take any of those sports and the lessons I learned at 10 or 12 years of age and look back now and say, you know what, pretty much everything I needed to know I learned right then, but I just didn't apply it. Right, I didn't apply it to the others there in my life, man. So you killing it right now by even saying that. I think that sports are a microcosm for
Yes,
everything else in life. Yeah.
for sure. Well, talk to us about your career. Some of the
Yeah.
things you've been involved in with your career.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I started out, it was really just about me. I was just trying to get happy. And so I was just tracking the happiness tips and tricks I had learned through books, through other people. And eventually those happiness tips and tricks became a book. That book became Happiness from the Inside Out. In the beginning, I pitched it to like 20 publishers, man. Nobody was interested. Often they didn't even write back. And then I started applying some of the principles in the book just to get it published. So I said, I'm going to put it on the back burner, man. I'm just going to focus on enjoying my life. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. And not long after that, it got picked up by a publisher. And that book, basically, Happiness from the Inside Out, was just my experiences of sort of looking for discovering happiness within myself personally. But also at that time, I had started like sharing some of the things I had learned with other people. And some of those people became clients. And so I just began developing, creating this private practice of happiness coaching, really. Sometimes it was people that were just everyday people. And then sometimes it was people that had a little bit more, like a higher profile, a little more successful, a little bit, more well-known. And then I became over time more and more known as sort of a celebrity happiness coach, even a celebrity relationship coach. But my heart is really just been about helping anybody. I think we're all the same that way, man. We just want to be at peace. We want to be happy. We want to feel loved. We want to love each other. And whether it's, celebrities or athletes or everyday people like me, I just want to be helpful, and I just want to help people be happy.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. Great question. It's funny because I think when I was young, I would have said, "Oh man, if I was young, looking at myself now, I'd say, oh, it was the book Happiness from the Inside Out. It was being on E's, famously single for 2 seasons, and it was starting Good Morning La La Land with a friend of mine, his TV show." But to be honest with you, at my age now, and sort of where I am in my life, I'd say that without question, number one, what I'm most proud about is my persistence. And you nailed this early, man. My persistence and perseverance and resilience when the chips are down, man. Like, when things aren't going your way, when you're not feeling like all that successful, all that happy, you just persist anyway. So I'd say it's that. I'd say number 2, which is part of that, is really just my dedication and commitment to regulating my own thoughts and emotion. So thinking what I want to think and feeling what I want to feel, right? Like that's huge, man. Like if you can't do that basic thing, you can't accomplish anything in this life. Even if you do accomplish it, you're not going to find happiness with it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's number 2, man. And I would say number 3 is sort of the next step, which is just being able to let go of all thoughts, right? So for me, I have different words for it, but I might call it practicing the presence, or practice the presence of God. But the idea is, can I just let all of my thoughts go and just exist or slip into that space of quiet, calm collectedness that is presence, or that is, the presence of God, or that is peace. And I'm just like, more and more I've practiced that, the more I realize it's always perfectly accessible. So I'd say those three things really, I guess if I think about it, it's like sort of like persistence and perseverance in terms of my physical action, persistence and perseverance in terms of my psychological or mental action. And the third is sort of letting it all go, and it's persistence and perseverance in terms of my spiritual action or spiritual activity, I guess.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
When you were talking about that, it made me think about, the silence and the stillness. I think that's huge. I think that if you are, I liken that to preparing for the game, getting locked in for the game, and I used the analogy before with my players, like the headphones we have on, you can put them in your ear and you can hear still things around you, what's going on or whatever. But, a few years back, they made these headphones that you put over your ears, and you put them on and you hear nothing but the clear sound that's in there. So noise cancellation, and in our lives, we have to be able to cancel out the noise.
That is so powerful and so profound and so poignant. Like, that's everything right there, man. Like, I love the way you say that. And it's true. If you can't cancel out the noise of your life, you will drown in it.
That's
and
right.
And you will be consistently and incessantly distracted. And
Yeah.
you'll be distracted by other people's goals and other people's noise and other people's thoughts and ideas. And you'll never really be able to find or discover or stick to your own path in this life. And that's a shame, because then you won't live your own unique purpose. So that's everything, man. Like, being able to just stay focused and to sort of reduce that excessive noise. And whether it's actual physical sound, or whether it's just thoughts about other things and other people that you can't control, or it's not your privilege or pleasure to control. It's just everything. So there's nothing like peace and quiet, man. You and I talked about that. Whether you're an athlete, whether you're an executive, whether you're a blogger, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're, a golf, it doesn't matter what you do in this life. You've got to be able to cancel out that excess noise so that you can focus on the things that matter most.
That's it. I think we could go back and forth all day with talking about
you.
this.
I know I can. Yeah. Absolutely. Bro.
And I will just I want to link back up with you sometime and talk a topic about that too, because I think that'd be something that, finding the happiness, canceling the noise, and just ideas about all of that. So, just a topic, because I'm sure there's a number of people that out there that need to hear that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's everything, man. This incessant, obsessive, compulsive thinking mind that we have is beautiful in so many ways. The only problem is that most of the thoughts we think are redundant and they're negative. So if you can't learn how to quiet that, or if you can learn how to quiet that, you've discovered the greatest gift of all, which is just simply peace. I mean, peace is priceless.
Yeah, that's like Whitney Houston, the greatest. She said he found the greatest gift of all.
Yeah, that's right. On the low, that's what she was really talking about. Yeah.
That's
exactly.
it, man.
Yeah.
So what's your definition of success?
Happiness, man, all day.
Yeah.
I think that, and I know that the hard way. I had coming out of undergrad, I did really well. I had worked for a consulting firm. I made good money. I had pretty much everything that I thought I wanted or needed. But I was miserable, man. And I see those people who struggling with the same thing in my private practice, man. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have some folks that are like, really successful and very affluent. And some of them are, extremely famous or popular. And they're just so sad, man. Their pockets are full of money, their bank accounts are full of money, and their hearts are full of misery. And it's just, it's sad. So happiness to me is the highest form of success possible. It also scientifically leads to more traditional forms of success. So we know that if you can find a way to be happy despite not having what you want, you actually get what you want more quickly, easily, effectively, efficiently, and enjoyably.
And I think it becomes a snowball effect. And
That's right.
You gain momentum, each opportunity you get to have happiness, and then it's infectious.
You nailed it.
And then from there it's contagious.
Yeah.
And I see that in you, and just listening to you talk and checking out some of your stuff, about happiness. I think it's just a authentic, genuine, from the heart, true, thankful happiness. Peace.
It's easy in your company, though. I'll give you that. It takes game to recognize game, light to recognize light, man. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, in your company, it's so easy. And that being said, man, like you're right. Look, life is super short and it's super long. So if you're not happy, it's going to be a really long life for you. And if you're not happy, you're going to waste a little bit of precious time that you have on this planet. So for me, happiness is just everything. And at the end of the day, it's a choice. I can choose to focus on the things that feel good, or I can choose to focus on the stuff that doesn't, right? I mean, it's that simple. Yeah.
That's it. Like you choose it. It's a choice.
That's it. And you just do it thought by thought. It ain't a big deal. You got to fix everything in the past. You're not going to fix everything in the future. You don't have to fix everything that's happening right now. Just what side of the street you're looking at, the sunny side or the shadow side or the dark side. You just make a choice.
Man, and I want to share this with you. There's a principle that I try to practice in my life, and I share this with my athletes as well because it's what I require of them on a daily basis. And I call it the SHG principle, and it's like it's a personal thing, but like I try to live, try to do this on my own. And so I think the first thing is show up, be intentional, do things on purpose, just being there, showing up. If you're involved in a relationship, if you signed on the paper to do a job, you show up regardless of how you feel, about it or whatever, you chose it, and then the H is have a good attitude. Just like you said, like you can choose that. It's as simple as saying, hey, today will be a great day. And that's what I do in the mornings when I wake up. I say my prayers first before I get out the bed. The second thing I say, today will be a great day. So I've already beat anything I'm going to come across right
all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It don't matter. Bring it on. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
And then the G is give your all. I think when you, regardless of what you're involved in, regardless of what you're doing, I think if you give your all, and some days your all may not be just 50% or 60 or 70 or 95, but if you're giving your all, you're continuing to get better. You're continuing to push yourself and you continue to progress because you're getting better. So I think it's important to show up, have a great attitude, and give your all daily. If you can do that each day, don't think about, like you said, don't think about, way that like the big picture. Because if you think about that, the weight of the world is on me.
Forget about it. Yeah.
Just be in the moment right now. If you could just do those things today, then you'll make it till the next day. You do that the next day, and you make, a month, a week, a year.
Yeah, literally. Like I love this. I love this acronym. And I'm gonna adopt it. I'm gonna make sure I footnote you on that though. I'm gonna adopt that because it's so good, man. And you're right. Like my dad used to have this expression. I kind of hated it as a kid. He would say, "Take care of the pennies, and the dollars will take care of themselves." And I was like, "Oh man, but I want the dollars." You know what I'm saying? And as an adult, I've realized that that's true. It's like take care of the present moments, and the future ones will take care of themselves. And I have a similar little saying that I use, similar to your SHG, which is just show up, glow up, and blow up. Like if I can just show up, and then when you show up, glow up. So then that means just like stay lit, like stay tuned in, turned in, tapped on, and don't worry, the blowing up part will take care of itself. So show up, glow up, and blow up, man. But like the SHG, it's the same principle. I think we might be cut from the same cloth. We might have actually be brothers or something.
That's it.
I know we are.
That's
so it's everything, though. I love that acronym, man. I appreciate you sharing that with me.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind sharing with the audience, where they can go follow you and check you out and get your book and show you some love.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. So you can find me at coachrobmack.com. Online. You can also find me on all social media platforms at Rob Mack, M-A-C-K, official. You can check out the book everywhere great books are sold, including Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Well, there it is, everybody. Rob Mack, official.
Gotta throw that in there.
Yeah. The real deal.
I appreciate you so much, man. You have such a great energy, man, and you have such deep wisdom, and you're such a light, man. And I appreciate everything that you're doing. I love the Success Chronicles, and I mean that. And like, I don't know what there is about, like what it is about you, but as soon as we connected, I was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna love this dude. Like there's just something about you that comes through. Like even in just a sentence, I was like, yeah, I can feel this guy's energy. So thank you so much for sharing that wisdom and that light and that love, and your laughter with the world, man. It's making a difference. And I mean that.
Well, I truly appreciate that. That means a lot to me. You know, I think when you do things that are intentional, you know, when you've gone through some things, you know, just like you have in your life, you know, it makes you be appreciative, very appreciative. And that I am, you know, which makes me super humble, you know. You know, but then at the same time, I'm hungry too. You know, so I'm hungry. I'm trying to get it, baby.
That's right. That's right. Hungry, not thirsty. Hungry, but not thirsty, right? Yeah. It's true.
That's it, man.
It's true. That's how I feel too about, like, it's like for me, I'm like, once you face certain things in your life, everything else just pales in comparison. I'm like, for me, I like genuinely faced death, and I was serious about it, and I realized I wasn't afraid of it, and so everything relative to that pales in comparison. And at the same time, like you said, I'm also crystal clear, man, that the best thing I can ever do is just be a transparency for God. Yeah. Like that's the best I can do. I can, you know, of myself, I can do nothing to be of transparency. So I appreciate you for the reminder in that too, because you live that. You don't just talk that, you live that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's pretty cool stuff. And I truly appreciate you taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. It's good stuff.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. When you come out to LA, man, come on now. Good Morning La La Land. Return the favor.
It's on.
That's what's up.
Hey, here's my pen. Sign me up, Rob Mack. Sign me up, baby.
Up, man. You signed up. I got you. You let me know. But out to LA, we got you. I got you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.